And we're live. Hi, everyone. I am Nick, aka the Brick Adjuster. We also have Mel, aka Iceberg Bricks. And we have Kevin, aka I'm Bored Toys. And this is just a hangout with Brick Adjuster, Iceberg Bricks, and I'm Bored Toys. So we're going to start this weekly live stream just with three of us for now. We'll see what happens in the future. And let's just kind of tell people where we can find us in social media. So Iceberg?
You can find me on Instagram as iceberg_bricks or YouTube, Iceberg Bricks. Some good quality stuff.
And how about you?
Yeah, I'm also on Instagram and YouTube as I'm Bored Toys.
And for myself, of course, YouTube right now. And you can also find me on Instagram. And now you can find me on TikTok. I'm actually on TikTok. Just
Nice.
FYI. So how we were thinking about how this was going to work is we're going to be answering a lot of Q&A type questions. First off, maybe we'll just be asking each other Q&A questions, but eventually as the viewers grow, as people start coming in the chat, maybe we'll start fielding questions from you guys in the chat. So as this is our first live stream, maybe we'll just kind of tell people about ourselves, what kind of brought us into Lego. So maybe we'll start with you, Iceberg. What was your first experience with Lego as a kid, or if not as a kid, as an adult?
As a kid, I kind of passed it by regrettingly. But as a kid, it was in the 80s, so they had this thing called, Nintendo. They had, a Sega and Sega Genesis came out. So I was all about video games as a kid. And Lego came back around to me in my older age. Just recently, I have a grandson, and he wanted to see the Batman Lego movie. And from there, it's our favorite pastime. Lucked up and had a fortunate, event, called Lego Masters, and got on that show. It was excellent. But even before that, I mean, I had, gotten into the Lego community themselves, and it was just amazing, the family there, and adults that love Lego. I thought Lego was just a kid's toy, and I've proven to be wrong. Having to be an artist myself, I used to paint in acrylics.
Okay.
And so it was pleasant to actually work with a new medium and be creative with a new medium.
Nice. What about yourself? I'm Bored Toys.
Yeah, I mean, I had tons of Lego when I was a kid. You can see if you look in the corner, my little space shuttle set back there is from 1995. That was my favorite one when I was a kid. Nice. My mom just sent it to me a few weeks ago.
What theme was that?
That was like, I mean, it's just like I don't know where it'd be listed in like Lego Town. It wasn't branded as a city one, but like that type of.
Oh, okay. Thing. It wasn't like the Blacktron or anything like that, like a space, no. Lego space.
No, just like the city type of theme. And then. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really have any sets. Oh, hey, BFAB. I didn't really build anything until a couple of years ago. What happened was my mom got me a toy. Well, those like Perplexus ball things. But I already had that one, and so I took it back to the store, and they had like some Lego sets there, and that's why I exchanged it for one of those. It was the Great Hall set. The little Harry Potter one.
Yeah.
And I built that and was like, wow, this has come a long way, and I've been missing out. And then the next few years, I guess that would have been about 2 years ago, started collecting a little bit more, just doing a little bit of my own stuff. I built a mock of like my favorite brewery that I go to, and like really got into that, and like everyone loved seeing it. And so I really enjoyed, talking to people about it and so on. And only the last couple months I've kind of started to get to know people in the community online and stuff, and it's been really, really fun. So things are growing quickly in my collection, that's for sure.
Yeah, I know how that's like. But as for myself, I wasn't really into Lego as a kid. Growing up, I probably played more with GI Joes and Transformers, like wrestling figures. But as a kid, I probably had like maybe one, I guess the tubs of Lego, and then I would just maybe build something, but I wasn't really into it. It was more as an adult I started seeing how cool Lego actually was. And so I guess I know my wife and my elder son were into Lego more, maybe around 2010, 2011. And then around 2012 was when I first entered my first Lego store. And it was at Shareway Mall in Toronto. And so I went with them. And my son picked up the Town Hall modular, and he was like holding it. I'm like, oh, what's that? And so my wife was like, do you want to get it? I'm like, okay. So that night, my son and I built it. I remember laying out all the pieces because I was like, because he just dumped it out, right? I'm like, oh no, we have to put it in order because we're never going to figure out how to match it up if you don't put it in order. But like right now, like we all just dump it and just we don't put it in order first. But and then I remember I think we got through bags. Bags 1 and 2 that night, and then he went off to bed. I'm like, okay, we're done. We'll work on it the next day. And then I kind of walked over to the set. It was like on the kitchen table, and like, oh, maybe I'll just build one more bag. So one more bag led to another more bag, and then I was done. And then the next day he comes down. He's like, oh, you're all done. I'm like, yeah. So, and then the next day I went to the Lego store by myself and ended up buying an architecture set. I bought the White House. So that was the first set I actually bought as an adult. And I just remember feeling a little shy going to the cashier because he was like, oh, is this for you? I'm like, no, it's for my son. Even though like I don't know how many kids are into architecture, but yeah, that was kind of how I ventured into the Lego game. You were mentioning Kevin, you were mentioning something about mocks. When did you first start kind of delving into that?
Only recently, I guess. I finished up my first one, which was, the one of my local brewery, just a little sitting area and stuff. In March of last year, like I just finished, and then we weren't allowed to go there anymore, and so I didn't get to show it off to everybody, even still. So that's like the first one I did that I put a ton of time into because I didn't know anything. I didn't even know how to order pieces or anything like that. I did figure out how to build on the computer and kind of make a draft like that.
Okay.
And then, got my pieces. But since then, I've been messing around a little bit with my little rainbow here, which I just built. And I've got a roller coaster on the go that I'm really, really excited about. So that's it.
Yeah, you were showing me that rainbow earlier. Do you want to show the chat that it's a pretty cool technique. It's on train tracks.
Yeah, I saw this technique on an Instagram account I follow, where someone had done this like to build a big old rail station, and so it's just on the normal railroad tracks. I don't have a train or anything, so I have some sets that come with the tracks, like the Christmas train and stuff, and so but I don't really use them. So I did that, and then just get all the colors kind of lined up, and there's enough room to do 1x4s all the way for the top two, and then to alternate 1x4 by 1x3 along the way. And then I need to add some more structure and stuff to it, but I put these little clouds at the bottom.
How did you make the clouds?
They're just with these
okay.
What are they? Those little dome pieces, 3x3 or whatever they are. And then they're on the side. It just was a nice way to attach it, and that's it. I add a lot more structure to it, and maybe do some like color along the way and stuff. But yeah, so I like that. It's going to be the entrance to my amusement park. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
How about yourself, Iceberg? How did you get into building mocks, or what was your first mock?
My first mock was a police station, and I seen it. I seen something like it on Instagram, and I was like, oh, I could make something like that. So I made a police station.
Like it was a modular type police station, similar to.
It was a lot bigger than a modular. it was huge. It was like probably maybe
not quite as big as your Stark or your Avengers Tower.
No, not as big as that. But I mean, it was wide. It was probably about probably like 5 brick banks, probably close to 5 brick banks.
Jeez.
Wow. And I started out, and so I didn't even start with the sets. I started off,
You started with the mocks.
Mm-hmm.
How did you have pieces to start off with the mocks without having the sets?
I was buying sets. That's what buying sets, but I wasn't putting them together. I would break open and putting them together. And
gotcha.
Then I found out, oh, wait a minute, this Bricklink. And I'm like, oh, okay, I could save a lot of money because those police stations, right, were like almost like $109 a pop. And so, it was a lot.
So when you were making these mocks, what set were you buying multiples of that had ideal pieces?
It was the police station, the one that's
not the police station, because that just came out.
No,
or is this like
no? This is the city set, the city police.
Oh,
yeah, it was the city one.
Gotcha.
And the one that's like similar out to the one that we have now.
So that's just a lot of blue and white then.
Yeah, blue and white. Yep. And so then I found out about Bricklink, and I was like, okay, well now I can get the pieces that I want exactly, and that helped a great deal and saved a lot of money, because then I end up with a lot of pieces that you're just not going to use, right?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of my mocks are just pieces from sets that I don't display, and so I just break them down and put them with all my pieces. Mm-hmm. But a lot of my mocks are with the small 1x1 bricks, 1x1 plates, studs, just because of all the micro stuff.
Yeah. Man, I love that micro. Thanks, B5. I appreciate that. And
what's the Patterson Theater? I saw that in Instagram.
Yeah, it's an iconic building in Baltimore City.
So that's a commission.
Yes,
that's a commission.
It's my first commission, Bill. You believe that? First one.
Just the roof, or is the whole thing's your commission? Because I saw you doing the roof on one of your streams, and you said now you have to pass it on to someone else. So I thought that you were just doing the roof.
Oh no. I the roof was kind of like the last part of everything outside the lighting. So now I'm doing the lighting, but the whole entire building is pretty much ready to go for them to for me to pass.
Is this like for a display somewhere?
I believe so. I think they've been occupying that building for 25 years, and so as a gift to them, they wanted to have a Lego
of their own building.
Yeah, of their own building. And so I think the idea is to maybe sell tickets to come see it, because they were going to use it as a fundraising tool, because they are a nonprofit, but they house artists, and so they have artists who contribute to the art gallery, and then they have live, so they have performance and visual arts, and I'm a visual arts student myself, so I definitely, this was the project to have, because it was giving back to, something I'm proud about.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks great.
Thank you.
I was taking a look at it today. Yeah, it looks awesome.
I appreciate it.
It was a cool technique, how you did the roof.
Yeah, I was searching, and I love Instagram, because Instagram, like you could, like even like that rainbow back there, I would have never known anything about that,
It's so simple, and
right. So like whatever you got, if you come up with a new technique, post it on Instagram, because you are inspiring the next artist. You are.
BFAB has a question. What's your next commission?
My next commission is me and Jermaine. We are going down. Jermaine is leaving the Bronx and moving to Maryland, and we are working on a commemorative coin. We're going to do a 6-foot diameter coin out of Lego.
wow.
The National Law Enforcement Museum, and they're going to display this coin inside the Law Enforcement Museum, and that'll start in April. And we gave ourselves a full week, 40 hours to do it. So we're going to be pretty busy that first week of April.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so you're getting jobs from Lego Masters, basically.
Yeah,
people seeing you from
from the notoriety of Lego Masters. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
I guess you never thought that would kind of like get into this.
Honestly, with COVID happening, and then they put a damper on. They put a damper on the in-person shows and stuff like that. Honestly, I thought people just forgot about us, like, because if you don't see us, and I can actually, I can actually go to my Lego store, and I got like 4 of them that I live around. I can go to my Lego store and nobody noticed me because you got the mask over your face. You gotta wear a hat, and if I ain't wearing a hat, you got the mask over your face. Now the people that work there know me, but that are there to shop. And you can hear them, Lego Master, and they will run right by you, and you thinking they talking about you. Not talking about you. You are nobody.
you're like a movie star. You have the mask, you got the sunglasses.
Right. They don't see
the hat.
You, man. They don't see you. And
you're
it's
doing like one of these things.
Right. They don't see you, man. You're invisible. So I figured that, people actually forgot about you. But then you get calls every now and again. You get a call, and they say, hey, look, you're a police officer, won't you do something for the National Law Enforcement, Museum, and we got this coin,
Okay. So are you retired right now?
I am.
As a police officer?
Yeah.
So more time for Lego.
More time.
But you're doing classes. You're doing classes, Lego classes. Is that right?
Yes, I still in my law enforcement career, I was like the kindergarten cop, right? Like I was always like with the kids all the time. I never go out and go lock up the bad guys or go chase drugs or stuff like that, like the real NYPD stuff. That really wasn't my niche. Yeah, I do it if I have to, but that really wasn't it. I usually reach out to the youth a lot. And when I first started, it was always sports and stuff like that. Kids love being active and stuff like that. And so I always had like a free summer camp or something like that, right?
Okay.
The underprivileged. And so once Lego came into my life, and it was like, all right, what can I do with this? Especially with Lego Masters. It's like even before Lego Masters, I was I did a summer camp with Lego, and I had tubs and tubs of Lego that was donated. And at the end of the camp and all the activities, I gave all the Lego away to the kids, and but they filled their backpacks and everything like that. So after this platform, I'm thinking like, what can I do with this platform to help kids that don't have Lego in their homes, because they that could be the next engineer, that could be the next artist, that could be you just never know. And so I came up with a Lego class with a team of people like Jermaine and Holly Webster and a couple other Lego masters that assist with me.
Is this what BFAB's talking about? Like Boone is part of that as well?
No. Boone has a paid class. Like yeah. It's a great class, but it's a paid one. I don't get paid for mine. In fact, I give free Lego. So
you give Lego away.
Donations. Yep, I ask for donations for certain sets, and I mail those sets out to the kids that are participating, and so they get to keep that, and they don't pay for admission, and they get free Lego. And your class is online. Yep, my class is online. It's on Zoom. It's on Zoom. It's never in person because of the situation, and so. But that allows me to actually reach out to a kid that's all the way on the West Coast. That allows me to reach out to a kid that's down south somewhere, or somewhere that's not in my area. So now that puts me on a bigger platform, and I can reach out to a lot more students.
So I guess when the pandemic's done, you might still be doing it, or maybe doing a class through Zoom still. Like you might do one in person, but you might still be doing one in Zoom just to reach out to more people.
Yes, absolutely. As long as the donations keep pouring in, because the sets, I can go to the store and buy 30 sets. but eventually, you know, the next time around, it's going to hurt my pockets.
Are these sets or polybags?
These are sets. So
these are sets.
These are sets. So we are using sets 10, 6, 9, 6, and I think it's like set 11 008.
I don't know the numbers. I don't know the numbers.
I know them because I had to make an Amazon list, and so I had to
make what theme are these sets from?
So they're classic. Yeah, they're the classic. You know, the yellow blocks. You know, the mixed.
Okay. Yeah.
And so, you know, you got the medium set, which is that, you know, that 10, 6, 9, 6 set, right? And then we did bricks and houses, the bricks and houses set. So that allows us to actually put more on the palette, because that one medium bricks box set, now it's $30 on that set. So it's like, man, that's an affordable set, but it's more geared towards vehicles. So it's very limited what you can do. Now we had a few awesome builds that we were able to make up with, but you know, we added that extra kit to it to open up the palette a little bit more. So
these kids are making mocks, basically.
Yeah, basically.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So we're not, you know, we're throwing those instructions out. We don't do nothing with the instructions. They follow whoever, like, so I'll put you in charge of the class. It's what they're building, whatever you're building.
Is there like a theme for each class? And then everyone.
Boom. So each class we did space one time. We did airplanes or vehicles the second week. We did houses. We did greebling, where like they learn how to make mountain and terrains and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, we teach them now, and then
that's pretty cool.
We teach them. So
nice. As for myself, I didn't really get into mocks right away. It was mostly just building sets. So I started collecting sets around 2012. I probably didn't make my first mock until Philly Brick Fest, until I was going to go to Philly Brick Fest my first time, which was in 2015. And so I was like, oh, I got to start building something. And so I think my first mock that I kept was like it was like a small micro building. And then I decided, after I built that first one, build another one. My idea was to kind of make a Lego city, but I didn't want to, everyone at that time was making Lego cities, but I didn't have a place for a Lego city. So I thought, maybe if I make a micro Lego city, I can display that, because I'll have room for a micro Lego city. That's where the whole micro idea came from. And then after that, I started building micro scenes of different things, that micro amusement park, and kind of this spiraled from there. Because for a long time, people would always ask, when are you going to make a mock? I want to see, do you make mocks? And like, no, I just build sets. I don't make mocks. It's too, like, I didn't know how to make a mock. I just knew how to follow the instructions. But then once I started getting into that, it's possible. Like, you don't, and then you just kind of develop. Like, I wasn't really looking anywhere for ideas of techniques. You just kind of figure out techniques yourself, because in your head you want to make it look like this, and then so you try different ways to do it, and then A, B, and C fall apart, and then finally D, it doesn't fall apart when you're shaking it around, and so it works. Right. But yeah, that's where the mocks came from, and now I just kind of do both. When I have an idea for a mock, then I just kind of dive into it, and then once I'm finished with it, I don't really have like right now. After doing the Ninjago city, docks, and garden, I don't really have an idea for a mock, so I'm just kind of going through the backlog of
the Apocalypse
all these. Sorry,
Apocalypse Bird.
I'm looking at it right now. I had that idea.
Don't stop.
No, not make it this big.
As big as your pinky. That could be an idea. Lego conventions. What have you been to a Lego convention, Kevin?
I have not. No. So I mean, I guess there would have been some going on when I had started getting into it, but since I really dove in, about a year ago, like obviously
Everything is
I haven't
stopped.
been able to have some, but like that's something that like kind of my whole life I get into hobbies of some kind that have a really strong community like this, and like this is about the time when I would normally really dive into that in-person scene as well. Like my dad is a model train guy and like organizes, you know, the Canadian ones, you know, and so I'm used to that type of thing being totally normal and constant. Like our whole basement is a full layout of, you know, 3 levels of trains, right? And so I'm used to that, and to people coming over and, you know, doing a model railroad session and really just having a great time for hours, you know, playing with trains.
Right.
And like that's something that I've missed out on so far, but you know, especially the last couple of months I've been getting into that online, and you know, it's so easy now to, you know, hanging out in streams for a few times and just saying hi to people. It's so easy. They'll start recognizing you, and you know, it's fun to stop in and see what people are doing and, you know, say hi and all this stuff. And I'm really looking forward to when I'll be able to do some in-person conventions and things like that. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Do you have a lot of Lego trains?
Do I have? No, I don't at all. No.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't actively avoid them or anything, but like I think it would be hard for me to do a train any justice at all. I think I'd rather just go home and
like the sets, like any of the Lego train sets.
No, not really. I do have the Christmas train that was out a couple of years ago, and like the Hogwarts Express, but that's it, I think. Oh, and then like the Hidden Side little monster train thing. I actually really like the Hidden Side sets, but so I've got, I guess, those 3, but I don't really think about them very often. They're just in the house somewhere.
When the pandemic is done and you go to your first Lego show, what mocks do you have ready to go?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't even know what's involved in these things or like what's expected or anything like that. So
anything, like the biggest to the smallest, you can bring anything.
Yeah. Basically. I mean, I guess I would probably the roller coaster I'm working on, which has like a, you know, a double loop, and I'm gonna theme it all around this Monkey Kid set that's coming out. With that like mech spider. I forget, it's like arachnoid queen something or other. But I got all these purple tracks. It's right beside me, but I probably can't move it very well. But I'm gonna build web all through the roller coaster and stuff, and have that big mech in the middle there, the big spider, and I think it'll look really, really cool. And some other, I'm really focusing on an amusement park right now, so you know, custom rides and stuff like that.
As you're building your amusement park, are you thinking about how you're going to transport it? Are you building it in a way that it's possible to transport, where it's right like modular
now,
in pieces?
I'm trying to keep myself restricted to everything being on the space of these shelves, which are, we were chatting earlier. They're more than 2 base plates deep, and almost 4 base plates wide. So like restricting myself to that, so at least I know I could move those all at once if I had to. But yeah, I'm sure I'll have an accident the first time I do it, and then I'll learn my lesson.
And Iceberg, I know you've been to Philly Brick Fest, but what other shows have you been to? Conventions?
I've been to the one Brick Fair, Virginia, a couple times. Been to Philly a couple times. I've been to Brick Cascade, like around this time last year, and it was
Where's that?
Ridiculous. That was in Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
And never been to Portland, Oregon. Very beautiful town.
I've been there once, and I hear it's similar to Vancouver, Portland.
Yeah.
I lived in Vancouver for 5-6 years in grad school, and got down to Portland a couple times. Really cool city.
Yeah, awesome city. And that event was awesome. I mean, you know, you had this thing called Lego Masters, and the line was wrapped all the way around the building outside.
Oh, is that how you auditioned at Bricks Cascade?
No, it was that was the first Lego show after the show had aired. And
you guys were there signing autographs.
That's awesome.
Waiting in line like 4-6 hours. Like 6 hours trying to just shake a hand or get an autograph done. So
So what did you bring to Bricks Cascade since that was after Lego Masters?
I didn't bring anything.
Oh, you brought yourself.
I brought myself because I was thinking about it. I'm like, all right, but then I'm getting on a flight. Chances are, if I put it in the luggage, that stuff is going to get tossed.
Yeah.
I just couldn't bear the fact. I just couldn't bear the fact that was going to happen.
Yeah.
And that actually happened at Lego Masters. They wanted us to build a habitat, right? And they told me, yeah, your habitat's a police station. So I had to build a police station to take with me to LA. And so I built this nice little police station, everything.
How big?
Probably about
okay.
Probably about this big. And but I like a lot of transparent pieces. And that's probably
How did you check that in? Like was it hand carry or
it's a very long night trying to put it into a luggage bag. I had to basically break it all down, take pictures of it because it wasn't going to fit. So I took pictures of it, broke it all the way down, put it into the bag. And I was a wreck. I was a wreck. By the time I got to my room, I was a wreck. And they're like, oh, yeah, you get your build? No.
So were you able to rebuild it?
Yeah, they gave us time to build it back, and when we checked in, it was like, all right, take a day, rebuild your habitat, and bring them downstairs. So I did, and in fact, you can see that if you go back and look at the very first one of the first commercials where they're introducing the Lego Masters, you can see me bent down with a light over top of me. And that was my building, and it was like
funny.
It was funny because you could see the camera guy's like, oh wow. He's like, oh, you got it in 2 pieces? Yeah, it comes in 2 pieces. Okay, let me get another shot on this angle over here. It's like, let's get another shot. He's like, oh, that's man, funny. You really built this? Yeah, dude. I'm like, I really built this. So it was funny to see, it was funny. It's like, this is what I'm here for, right? I'm here to build, right? Like,
But I guess a lot of people had their mocks torn up from travel.
Travel, so, yeah, it did, yeah. So it was an even, and that was just it. It was just for beauty shots. It really wasn't nothing for nothing, but
yeah. And what about bringing it home? You just I'll just throw it all in the bag and
that's
now I have extra pieces.
Happened. I broke it all down. At that point, I was like, I broke it all down. The feeling the thrill was gone. That's what happened. The thrill was gone. But I acquired all this. Like this free Lego, like it was free to me because they were giving me money that I didn't need to spend. So I on Saturday I went down to the Lego store and buying $100 sets, $100 sets, and then I looked. I'm like, how am I gonna get all this?
How are you gonna bring that home? Yeah, that's
like, how am I gonna get this home? Well, I maybe need to shed some clothes and stuff. Maybe I need to toss some clothes out.
That's funny. You should have done like a drop test with that with your police station, just have one of those slow-mo drop tests and then just throw in all the pieces in their luggage.
Right? Yeah. Just throw it in your luggage. Yeah. It would have definitely helped.
Yeah, I remember at Philly Brick Fest, Bricks for Chris. He had his huge modular. He did a drop test just so he can fit it all in the bag. At the end of the show, you see him pushing it over, all us YouTubers had our phones just ready to watch it, and it just smashed on the ground and went everywhere.
Yeah, I remember watching that video over and over. That was insane. I don't think I would have the intestinal fortitude to do that. It just wouldn't happen for me.
Just those are the 3 Lego conventions you've been to? Philly Brick Fest, Virginia, and Bricks Cascade.
Cascade, yep. And I would have been on world tour last year, but that once in a lifetime pandemic happens, right? And just when you get famous, it's like, oh yeah, they pull the rug right out from underneath you.
Which one was your first?
My first one, my first ever, I went to Philly, and I didn't display at Philly. My first one, I think this was like 2017. So my idol.
I was there 2017.
2017, yeah, I was in there.
Did I meet you? I don't know if I met you.
I met Haley. I met Hoosier. because Haley was giving away free figs if you met her. Yeah. I drove to Philly, and I'm from that area anyway, so I drove to Philly just for the show, and that was like, all right.
Was that the Saturday or Sunday?
That was Saturday.
Okay.
That was Saturday. And so that right there was like a call, and like, man, yeah, I really want to be immersed in this culture. This is pretty awesome. I'm loving all the models. When you first walked through the door, you saw AC Pins, of Japan, and that was like, I'm like, man, that's the level I want to be on. I'm looking at him, and I'm still like, a fan of his, I'm still a fan, and it's just, it was just amazing to see all that stuff there.
Did he come back the following years?
He did
to Philly. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I love hearing about all this stuff. Coming in, not knowing any of these people, anything that goes on. This is awesome.
I think AC Pin might be on.
Check out AC Pin. He's on.
Is he on YouTube?
He's on Instagram and he's on Facebook. I think. I don't think he's on YouTube.
But he has some great Star Wars. Displays.
Yeah, definitely will.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Bubba remembers you from 2017.
2017. Yeah, man.
2015 was my first Lego convention, and it was Philly Brick Fest. And I didn't bring much. I brought like it was I don't know if you can see it. See that duck? So that was supposed to be from Cloud Cuckoo Land. That it's a big duck.
Mm-hmm.
But all the kids during the Lego show were like, "Oh, look, it's Ducky Momo! It's Ducky Momo!" I didn't know who this Ducky Momo was. I'm like, yeah. It's so now I call it Ducky Momo. But apparently, there's a cartoon called Ducky Momo that looks like that duck, and so all the kids on the viewing days were excited, and so that was the big popular mock. Not my micro Lego City. It was Ducky Momo. The thing I'll bring this too, and then. And then my kids came too, and they made like little ducky momos. But the fun thing I found about Philly Brick Fest were just the games. You play a lot of games with fellow AFOLs. But then again, a lot of the AFOLs were people I knew from YouTube that came. Like Bubba was there with Kelly, and Fick and Bricks was there as well. But just playing a lot of the games were. My thing just opened.
Like, what kind of games are you talking about?
So we would play, like, for example, like a mock game. So you would have two poly bags. Everyone would have two poly bags. Then you'd open it, and you had to make a mock with both poly bags, and then you have them all around the table, and then people would vote which one's the favorite one.
That's so funny.
There was another game I played. It was my family versus Bubba's family. We were doing Family Feud, and so they had on the big screen. It looked like Family Feud, and then there were like questions, and then you had the top 5 answers on the board, and then it was just like, and then you'd win like a big set. There was another game. It was called the Firewalk. It was called the Firewalk, and so there was this huge tub of 2x4 bricks, 2x4 red bricks. And so in your socks, we had to walk around in a circle, and whoever stayed in the longest won. And so we just keep walking. People are funneling out. After a while, the guy in charge, Clutch, Bricks on the Dollar, he was enticing people to leave by, okay, whoever leaves next gets this set. And some people were like, okay, they'd leave. So I was the last one in there, over an hour, and I won the Parisian restaurant for walking around. But for the rest of I think it was me, Bricks for Chris, a girl, like a young girl. I think we were the last 3. Bricks for Chris left.
And you didn't let her win?
That's the thing. For the rest of the convention, he was giving me a hard time. He was like, "Wow, you didn't even let that little girl win." But she got a good set too.
That's so funny.
There was another game. it was a racing game. There were these ramps, and so you had to build a car, like your own car, and then at the bottom of these ramps had these timers on them, and so you would go at the top of the ramp, and then everyone at count of 3 would let go, and the car would zoom down the ramp, and then the time would show, and I guess whoever won the race would go to the next round, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's big. So my car, people were making like cool looking cars. I just tried to make the heaviest looking block car possible, just to make it go down the fastest. So I won my round for that. People were like, oh, that's not even a car. That's just like a block,
no style
a block
points.
on wheels. Yeah, no style points. I know maybe Mel, you can talk about bowling for bricks. That was another one at Philly.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. You know, they had these guys there named Hoosier Bricks and Bricks for Chris. You gotta watch those guys. They're sharks. So they play like they don't know how to bowl, on a free round and stuff like that, and then they make a little friendly wager, like $20, right? And then all of a sudden, the PBA comes out, and everybody's bowling like a pro all of a sudden now, and and so my $20 got taken,
But yeah, how the bowling for bricks worked was there were teams of what, six or seven, something like that.
Yep.
And so at the end of the alley, there's like a table, I guess a table where people normally eat or whatever. And so that's where the Lego set was. So it was like a relay race. The first person would bowl the ball, then they would run to the table and start building. The next person would throw the ball. They would tag that person building out, and that person would continue building. And it would just kind of be in a rotation like that. And basically whoever finished their set first would win the set. Basically each member of that team would win the set that they're building. So I think when I was doing it, we were building like the Santa's workshop, like that Christmas set. So it was like a lot of Lego that you would end up getting.
Yeah.
Plus displaying was like the fun part too, like having people come peppering you with the same questions. How many pieces are in that? How long did it go ahead?
How much it cost you? How many bricks are there?
How long did it take you to make that?
Well, what you do on the weekends?
I don't know. Yeah.
It was the same questions every single time. So after a while, you just end up changing the numbers around, and yeah, I remember because I for the last one I was with Harold, No More Bricks, and he had his big mock, and so after a while he just got tired of answering. So I kind of filled in for him, and I was just answering the questions for him, just throwing out numbers. So it was fun. Oh, it's a brick print.
Oh, that's fun.
So do you guys have any questions you'd like to know about us, or even in the chat, if anyone in the chat too have questions?
Yeah, for sure. I don't have any. I haven't really thought of any questions.
I have a question. Maybe
Art and Jest has a question about the NASA sets.
NASA. Hey, they just touched down on Mars, man. I'm liking what I'm seeing.
They did, yeah. I stream with Art and Jest on Saturdays, and she loves all things NASA, and was like, glued to the TV. So hello, Art and Jest, and we are required to name our favorite NASA set. I'll start.
Okay.
I'll pick the Saturn V idea set. I built that with her, and that's really the only one I built. But it was a lot of fun to build it with someone who is obsessed with that stuff. So that was a lot of fun. She hangs it in her art studio.
That's a good set.
Yeah, that is a good set.
She hangs it horizontally.
Yeah, I think it's just hanging from the ceiling horizontally, if I remember correctly. It did. She did drop it when she was trying to put it up without me to help her, but she told me I might have to help her build it again, and then I waited a couple of days, and it had been rebuilt by her, so she did it.
I heard fishing wire. I heard fishing wire is the thing to go for hanging.
No dental floss.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What's no dental floss?
Oh,
I'm sure that would work. How dare you tell me like that?
Would the Hayabusa set count as a NASA set? Do you know the Hayabusa set? This one. This is. I guess this would be my first.
Oh, nice. When's that from?
I'm not sure. I think I got it from Bricklink.
Mm-hmm.
But this is where I got my face from my minifigure.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
It's blurry.
Wow.
I don't know if this is Mr. Hayabusa himself, but yeah, I like this set.
Yeah.
Arden just reluctantly accepts that as a NASA set.
Yeah, I like the Apollo. All the gold pieces in the Apollo was
oh yeah.
Awesome. You know, I really did that set. It gave it a different feel of a spacecraft.
Yep.
A Lego spacecraft, I should say.
I guess my question. We'll start with Iceberg. What made you start a YouTube channel?
What made me start a YouTube channel? Well, I think I was doing well. I felt like I was doing well in the Instagram community, and then of course, you know, it kind of like it wildfire. You see everybody's on Instagram, was on YouTube, and it was actually the YouTube Lego YouTube community when they reached out to me and they said, hey, look, you know, it's the Saturday night,
okay,
Lego community, and
yeah.
And so I was like, all right, well, maybe I could do something like that, and I started, just opening sets and reviewing sets and stuff like that. I started doing that, and it's funny because I look back at those earlier videos and it was kind of corny, like kind of corny. It was real, no graphics, no nothing. It was just all raw. And but so I didn't know it was going to spread like wildfire like it did. So
yeah. My first YouTube channel was even when I look back at it, it's like one of those cringe moments. You know how you've seen my videos where I'm like, hello YouTube. It's like, hello YouTube. This is the brick adjuster. I think I filmed it. I filmed it in my office at work, and so the lighting's all weird. I just have my minifigure with my iPhone 3 filming it, so it's kind of a little grainy, but it's there. I don't delete it. Just you can kind of see where things have gone, right?
Yeah, you got to keep that stuff up.
You got to keep that stuff. Yeah.
People, someone will go back. No one really watches it, but someone will and get a good chuckle out of it.
It's one of my higher viewed videos, just because I guess when people check out your channel, they'll look at the most recent, then they'll scroll all the way down to the very bottom and check out your first video.
Yeah, see how you can start. Yeah.
I think some people do that. So
yeah,
it's viewed compared to the second video. Is the first one is viewed way more. But how about you? I'm Bored Toys. Why did you start?
I mean, I just started in with the Lego YouTube channel. I started streaming with Art and Jest. I had gotten the Charles Dickens promo set.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And she was with me, and she streams for her artwork all the time and has the setups. And she was like, "Well, let's just put it on." And so I went to her place, and we sat down, and we just built it. And a few people showed up, and it was either the first or the second one. Randomly, BFAB showed up, and there were one or two other people there, and he was giving us all this information about Lego and stuff like that. And it was just cool to see, oh, okay, even if we're just starting like this, someone will find it sometime.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, how did he find you on a
I have no
live
idea.
stream?
I think he probably just Googled Lego live streams. He checks in on everything all the time, right? So
yeah,
he's very active. Active.
Yeah, it's so. And so we kind of kept doing it, mostly friends and family watching it first. And then slowly I've gotten to know more people in the community and stuff that stop in. And, the last couple of weeks especially have been a lot of fun with new people coming in and saying hi and stuff. And yeah, but I mean, when I was a lot younger, I was famous in the unicycling world.
Oh, wow.
And so
can you still do it?
I mean, I still can, but I did it's a lot like skateboarding, the stuff I would do, and my body can't really handle it anymore. My ankles and my shoulders. But
we're not as young as we used to be.
I would post a lot of videos then because we had tons of video space even before YouTube, because the guy that owns Tiny URL is a unicyclist, and he'd just give us tons of server space if we wanted it. So we'd be posting videos in 2003, 2004 that were 5 minutes long, and people on the forums watching it and stuff. And so
do you still have them?
Oh yeah, I've still got those. I think they're probably on YouTube, but not on this channel. They're just like in my other accounts somewhere. Some of them would have a few views, but so I'm used to making videos and enjoying the real community aspect of something like that. And Lego's a little easier on the body, provided I'm not stepping on 2x4 red bricks, of course. But
yeah.
Because you normally do live streams. What other types of videos do you do, and what other types of videos do you plan to do as well?
Yeah, I mean, I put up a couple of videos this last week of Lego haul, little vlog to the store, stuff like that. I'm a professor, so I'm in the middle of semester right now, and so to put up even one a week can be a lot of work. But I had we had the week off from teaching last week, so a little more time to put some do some editing and stuff like that. Maybe once the semester ends over the summer, it's just a little more flexible with when I can do stuff like that.
You'll be pumping out the videos by then.
Who's to say?
Is this one of your friends?
It is, yeah. Did she try to post a picture or something?
What do you mean?
She said that's imboredtoys in his unicycling day. It sounds like she was
referencing okay. Yeah, I think she was just commenting on what you were talking about.
Oh, okay, yes. So yeah, so I've been posting some other videos and stuff, but we'll get some more out as time goes on. We're planning to do a big purchase on March 1st when a lot of new sets come out. So.
Oh yeah.
March 1st. About March 1st, man.
All the new Monkey Kid sets. So I'm gonna get that spider one.
There's some monkey set. There's the one with the waterfalls that looks cool.
That's like their big, like, I mean, I don't know how much it is in the States, but it's $250 here, and it's like like in the show, it's like kind of their, like, I don't know, kind of afterlife maybe or something, like where the Monkey King is, and it's like this beautiful scenery with waterfalls and mountains and stuff, and they've done a really good job, I think, of it, using like big pieces for a lot of it, and done a good job making it look good with those. It looks really smooth and kind of cartoony and stuff. I quite like it.
I like the monkeys of that set. I might just get that set for the monkeys. It comes with like
they've got like how many? I don't know how many are in there, like 8 or 9 or something like that. Like just slightly different ones. They're really cute. Yeah.
As for myself, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was as for myself, for YouTube, I think I started my YouTube channel just after watching a lot of Lego YouTube. I guess similar to you guys. Back when I first started collecting around 2012, I was watching like the Brick Show. I was watching Your Creative Friends. Do you know those channels? Brick Queen. I was watching Brick Queen. I was watching those shows mostly for their reviews, just to get an idea of what to get. So I would watch the Brick Show because I was starting to collect Lego Star Wars sets, like older ones, because we have a store here. Well, it's not open anymore, but it was called Lasting Toys, and they sold retired Lego sets. And so that's where I was able to get like the Imperial Shuttle and Superstar. No, I didn't get just a bunch of like the older, like the old Slave One. I mean, like the old Tantive 4, just like older sets. Just so I would watch the Brick Show. I'd watch Your Creative Friends. I remember he'd have like the whole Lone Rangers sets reviewed, and then I was like, oh, I got to get the Lone Ranger now. So and then after watching that, I'm like, maybe I should start my own channel. And then I started reviewing different sets. I was watching Brickstar a lot and Bricks on the Dollar for their Q&A type questions. So Brickstar had something called BAT, Bricks Our Answer thingy, and Bricks on the Dollar had Ask Clutch. And I remember I would throw in some questions, and then I'd get excited when I'd hear them say my name on their video. But that gave me the idea of the what type thing, and so I started doing Q&A questions, and that became like a daily thing from like 2014 to 2017. Just every single day doing like a what type questions, and then I would watch Mardi Gras Man 2-3 and Brick Stackers. I don't know if you guys remember Brick Stackers.
Okay.
So Brick Stackers had a types of videos called Hunting in the Wild, where he would go to Walmart and he would go to Target. You'd never see anything like this before, like someone coming into a store and filming like the store. Like now you see it a lot. People do that a lot, but back then that was the first time I ever saw that. So I was like, oh, that's a good idea. So I'd go. I remember I'd be like that creepy guy in Toys R Us, just walking around the toy section, inconspicuous with his phone. But I would do that at the Lego store. It's okay. Like they see people filming all the time, but like in Toys R Us, it's when you're the lone person just there. But nobody would ever come up to me and say, "What are you doing? What are you doing there?" But and then so I started doing that, doing haul videos. So I guess I just started my YouTube channel just from watching other channels and just getting ideas, and thought it'd be fun.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about video that's coming out soon? Like the video sets. No comment?
I mean, I'll get some of the minifigs because they always make me smile, but and I'll check it out. I'll see what's going on, but maybe make one on stream one time. That's probably about the extent of it.
I was ho hum about it, but then when I saw some of the minifigures, I'm like, oh,
wait, a minifig
that might be a slippery slope where I start getting one minifigure and then I'm gonna want to get the other ones because I just got that first one. So I don't know yet whether I'm gonna dive into it, because I know if I get one, I might want to get the whole thing. But I don't know what I'd do. It's another slippery slope. Then they'll come out with Series 2 and Series 3, and I'll have all these weird looking minifigures. But I like the robot DJ guy. That's the minifigure I like. He's like copper looking.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think some of them look cool, pretty unique, really colorful. I think they're fun. Yeah, they'll make me smile. Oh, hi, Mr. Saurus too. How's it going?
Oh, Mr. Saurus.
Yeah.
So we're nearing that 1 hour mark. Do you guys have any? Oh, I guess for next week. Next week we're probably gonna do this on Iceberg's channel.
Okay.
Is that
works for me?
Is that right?
Yep. Yeah.
But Kevin was saying maybe we'll wait a little bit before he hosts.
Okay.
Yeah, we gotta build up the channel a little bit. Yeah, so if you want to see me,
everyone in the chat, check out I'm Bored Toys. You'll get some very entertaining live streams.
Content. Yeah. This stream, we do have a ton of fun on the streams. Where my Art and Jest, my friend Brenda, she lives next door, and she's crazy. No offense, Brenda, but she brings out the best.
She's
in
listening,
me. And I really get to play my character of like really kind of dry humor and like really level, and she's just insane. So we have a lot of fun.
Awesome. You guys are a good mix, like the odd couple. Just like high energy,
exactly.
And
she knows nothing about Lego. Like she's just along for the ride. She just loves that.
I've watched a lot of the streams, and she knows about Lego.
Just really only from doing it on stream and stuff. Yeah. So that's Saturdays at 3 p.m. Eastern time on the I'm Bored Toys YouTube channel. There we go. Nice.
So the first stream I watched of I'm Bored Toys, they were doing this cool concept where Art and Jest or Brenda was. They're like in different houses, so like different screens. She was
we weren't allowed in the same house at the time. Yeah,
it was basically a blind build. So Kevin didn't have the instructions, she would just say, "Okay, take the 2x4 brick." But I don't even know if she was saying 2x4 brick. She was saying she had different
Who
names
knows
for
what
them.
she was giving me
And
wrong number. She's like 2x6,
you've seen
and there'd be no 2x6s anywhere to be seen. I'd be like, oh, you mean 2x4 plus 2? Obviously, like.
it reminded me. I don't know if you guys watch Survivor, but one of the competitions would be there would be someone perched up like on a box yelling out instructions. People are blindfolded trying to walk around, and they're like, "Goes left, left, left. No, the right, right." And
Yeah.
it's basically like that. And he's trying to build this set while she's screaming out instructions.
Someone suggested in last week's stream that we try like a whose line is it anyway? One of us with the hands through, so like I'd have my hands back here and she'd have her hands through, and it'd be like, well, I'm gonna grab this piece over here and put, and like try to get we'd have to probably do like a poly bag or something for that. But yeah. That'll be fun. We might try that sometime.
Kevin, there was another game this was at BrickFest Toronto. It was the poly bag build. So we were all given a poly bag. You had to build what was in the poly bag without opening the poly bag. And so just by
that's
you can kind of you can see the pieces, I guess, from the back because it was clear. And so and then whoever would build it the fastest would win. So there'd be games like that. There was another game. It was kind of like Pictionary. So we had we were all in tables, like rows of tables, and then basically we turn a card over, and you had to build what was on that card, and your teammates were in front of you trying to guess what you were building. And the pieces you were given were like the basic pieces. So after a while, you just kind of tried to get creative. You couldn't like swish. People were like swishing around, but then that was against the rules to like say it was a plane. But we can get into that later. Okay, so I guess we're past the hour mark. So thanks for everyone in the chat. We'll do this again next time on Iceberg's channel. Check out everyone's channel, subscribe to everyone, and even check out people in the chat. This is the way to grow the community. Check out people in chat, check out their material, and people will know about each other, and that's the best way to grow as a community.
Indeed.
So thanks for everyone, and bye.
Thanks for putting this together. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.